Because B17s don't fly good upside down. And he's fighting it, the co-pilot's with him fighting it, and we still got the bomb bay doors are open, our bombs are still on board, and my co-pilot decides that this airplane's going down and he's going out. Better a prisoner of war than to get killed. So he starts down, and the pilot yells back on the intercom that we can all hear, but he yells back to my engineer who's in the turret right behind him, get the co-pilot. And so he went to get the co-pilot, and the pilot is fighting that aircraft and trying to bring it around. It's got slipstream from the aircraft in front of him. He's got the weight of the bombs and so forth, everything. That thing is a non-maneuverable delivery system. And he finally gets it under control and gets it back down by diving out of the formation, and gets it down. And you asked me about pucker power. There was the pucker power. I saw that airplane go. My turret was spinning toward him when he blew. I didn't remember that for 50 years.
Well, eventually.
Man, I was just curious. I asked him why he was gone. I said, all he went through, whatever, what was the biggest pucker power time? And it sounds like you puckered.
I puckered. But you were puckered anyway. Remember this. At 30 below zero, you're not going to get out of your clothes for anything. You can't take your clothes out. You can't take your gloves off to work on your guns. You got 3 pairs of gloves on. You got your gunner's gloves, which are great big sheepskin things with a trigger finger and a thumb, and the rest of it's a mitt, and it comes up to about here. And underneath that is a pair of cotton gloves. Underneath that is a pair of silk at first, and then they made them out of nylon. The objective of that was that you could take that off and touch a piece of metal with the nylon and not freeze your hand to it, because you can't touch anything, any piece of metal at 30 below zero without it sticking. And you pull it off, you're going to pull the flesh off. So all these things are considerations that you had knowing you were down there. Not only that, but when you're in the ball turret, you can't get out by yourself. You got to have somebody help you. And you got to turn the turret. It's got to be operational, and that works by electric power, which is very reliable on a Boeing B17. But sometimes you get a piece of shrapnel into the ring that spins where it spins, or in the mechanism, the electric mechanism, so that it was uncontrollable. Now, there was a way for the people up on top to save your neck. You could not land in the ball turret because you only had 12 inches from the bottom of the turret to the cement or wherever your landing strip was. So you had to get out of there, so you had to have help to get out. Even if everything was working right, you had to have help. Because you were layered about that thick with clothing. At 30 below zero with the wind whipping down the gun barrels, your head's sitting here and the gun barrels are here, and you're laid on your back when the guns are pointing horizontally in any direction, with your feet being used to, left foot's on the microphone, right foot was on the rads, or how wide the aircraft was in your sight, and your hands are up here with the triggers with the thumb triggers, and the controls for the turret are on your, by moving these things back and forth and forward and back. You want to go down, so your guns point down, you move them this way. If you want to go to the side, you move them this way. It's very, once you learn it, it's very commonplace.
But it went pretty quick too when you did that.
Well, we learned to judge the seas by the waves, which way the wind was coming in, and which way the waves laid. And if you had a 3-foot sea, the waves were over 3 feet, you were in for goodbye, baby. Because that airplane was going to tear apart before you could